Hello guys, I welcome all of you, the student of class 11, and on behalf of my this channel. And today I will discuss with you the first chapter of class 11 of biology, and that is the first chapter is the living world. In living world, I will going to explain to you some of the 10 important points. And the first topic is what is biodiversity. You know what is biodiversity? There are millions of organisms are available on our planet Earth. Either it is maybe plant or organism also, and there are a lot of variations among them. Some living organisms are heterotrophic, some are autotrophic, some are oviparous, some are viviparous. Those organisms which lay down eggs is called oviparous, and those organisms which lay down the living baby is called viviparous. And some organisms are terrestrial, some are aquatic, some are living both amphibian. These are called biodiversity. And among biodiversity, one topic also I would like to discuss with you, that the lifespan among them is very different. Some organism has only life is very short span, like some hours or some days, some month. On the other hand, there are some plant we are living for the quite long times. So these are the difference, and which is called biodiversity. And one thing that the great scientist given by the Charles Darwin, who gave the concept that the conflict management among the living organism which will going on in the habitat. The conflict management and cooperation between or among the living organism which is going on, and this is the one of the very natural interactions between the organism that will continue going on, and to maintain the species and their survival and their existence in the habitat. This process will going on, and according to Charles Darwin, one of the golden statement given by him, that the unfit member of the species will be eliminated. What do you mean by unfit member? Those which are not in the race, which are not suitable in that species, will be easily eliminated also. Now I would like to discuss with you. Point was, so the next topic is what are the characteristics of living organism. Growth is one of the topic which is the one of the characteristics of living organism. Suppose we will take care of human being, that the child is delivered, like neonates, infants, baby, and then boys, girls, teenagers, adult, and then old and die. So there is a continued growth is going on, and in plant also you will see that the plant is also growing. You know, so growth is the one of the characteristics of all living organism. Either in case of plant, or either in case of animals or human being, or any other living organism. Reproduction is also one of the characteristics that you can see in the living organism. Because of the cell division, they can reproduce sexually, asexually. uh, in case of sexual reproduction, there is more variation because two parents is taking place, and that is why more variation are seen in case of sexual reproduction. And there are a lot of benefit with the variation that we have already learned in class 10, that if there is a variation, the species will be able to survive itself in the habitat also. But in case of asexual reproduction, variation is very less. So this is one of the characteristics of living organism, that they reproduce bisexually or asexually or by cell division, whatever. And the next uh, that is next topic is, that is ability to sense. If you touch the touch me not plant, it will contract. Why touch me not plant will contract? Because by accumulating all the water at one specific point, it will contract, and the moment you will remove your hand, it will automatically expand, and this is called reflex action. Also in human being also, or any living organism, there are two types of action. I mean to say that there are three types of action. One is voluntary action, second is involuntary action, and third is reflex action also. Those action which is under our control is called voluntary action, like clapping, walking, jumping, running, riding bicycle. These are called voluntary action which is under our control. But involuntary action, like digestion of food, respiration, metabolic function, heartbeat, pulse, these are not under our control. And reflex action. Reflex action is not controlled by brain, rather than it is controlled by spinal cord. What is reflex action? If you will recapitulate in of class 10, what is the reflex action? Reflex action is sudden action that is responded by our body in order to defend ourselves or anticipate ourselves from any kind of environmental change. Suppose if we will see the sunlight, what happens? We will contract our eyes. Suppose we will touch any hot thing, we will remove our hand. Suppose we will touch any electrical device, we will remove our hand. If we are sipping any the hot tea, we will remove our hand. These are the example of reflex action. So reflex action is conducted in very short span of times. So these are the characteristics of living organism: growth, metabolic function, or sense of response. These are the characteristics of living organism. But one thing I would like to tell you, that reproduction is not mandatory for all living organisms. There are some living organisms which are unfertile. So unfertile organisms are not living organisms, they are also living organisms. But this is one of the predominantly characteristics of living organism, right? Other characteristics are also like respiration, like excretion, like metabolic function. These are also the part of the living characteristics of living organism. Now the next topic is what is in vitro and what is in vivo. As per the topic of NCERT chapter number 1 class 11, what is in vitro and what is in vivo? In vivo means that is very very natural. If child is delivered naturally, it is called in vivo. Or if child is delivered by in case of test tube baby, which is called in vitro fertilization. In case of animal you will see that the biop center. In case of cows, they will deliver nowadays by in vitro fertilization also. The doctor will come and they will ask what kind of sperm I will insert. So hybridization is going on. In vitro fertilization is a process. It's a laboratory process. It's not a natural. So all of you, I think, understand what is the meaning of in vitro and in vivo. In vivo is a natural. In vitro is a synthetic or lab or human made. Now next topic is what is metabolism. Metabolic function or reaction, that chemical change will occur inside our human body, like digestion, like enzyme is acting, like hormone is releasing. There are several interactions held in our body, and these are called metabolic action. And there are three types of metabolic action: anabolic, catabolic, and metabolic. Anabolic, if something is added, and this reaction is called anabolic reaction. If some substance is breaking down, which is called catabolic, and if chemical reaction is occurring, and that is called metabolism. So these kind of chemical reaction occurring in our body, metabolic, anabolic, catabolic, and metabolic. Now the next topic is what is hierarchical management. This is very very interesting. If you will see any organization, there is a big boss, director, and then vice president, then president. So there is a hierarchical management. Even if you will see in the family, grandfather, father, son, like that, there is a hierarchical management right from top to bottom. So similarly in biology also, biologists, they it was very difficult to study all the living organisms, millions of millions living organisms. So they have set a classification in terms of hierarchical management. And hierarchical management is a classification distribution of the living organism, right from kingdom to species. And that is the some technical term I will take, like taxa. What is taxa? Taxa is the study of one or more population, is the called taxa. Now what is systematics? Study of past and present of any species is called systematics. And the next topic is what is taxonomical hierarchical management, that I will define. I would like to give you one trick. How to recapitulate, how to easily memorize. Many students get confused. That is, sir, it is very difficult to memorize. No, I am telling you it's very easy. You have to memorize SGFOCDK. If you remember SGFOCDK, I am going to define you the meaning of each and every one. S for species, G for genus, F for family, SGFO, O for order, C means class, SGFO, D for division or phylum, SGFO, K for kingdom. So now it's very very easy for all of you. to prepare board examination, for NEET examination also, it's very easy to memorize, to mug up these hierarchical classificational this management SGFO CDK very easily. Now species, what is species? You know, kingdom is very big. Species is the at the bottom. Species means, what do you mean by species? Like, what is the species of human being? That is Homo sapien. Species mean that the group of population or species which can interbreed. Human can interbreed. Cow can interbreed. Dog can interbreed. So these are called species. Now SGF, genus is very close to each other. Family is again close to each other. And like that it will reach to kingdom. You know, kingdom is the biggest in of the habitat in living organism. And R.H. Whitaker, the scientist who has divided the kingdom in 5 groups, you know, and that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. If you recall the class 9, and that you have to also study in higher classes also. So kingdom is ultimately divided into 5 groups. That is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So these are the some important point of class 11. So in my next video, I will again discuss with you the remaining topic of this chapter. Thank you very much. I would like to tell you some of the student who has some doubt, please let me comment, and I assure you that I will quickly respond on behalf of myself. If you have any doubt, any query, please ask, and I will quickly give you a response. Thank you.